Hi guys, welcome. Tonight, as I had indicated on the teaser, I was going to talk about Alice, the very popular television series. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, mid to late-ish 70s, early 80s. Anyway, it was wildly popular. It was actually based on a film starring Ellen Burstyn, which was Oscar nominated and just a brilliant film. They took that, which is a very serious subject matter, and they turned it into a comedy. So many of you will not remember Alice. The star of Alice was Linda Lavin. Linda Lavin went on, well, she's a brilliant stage actress as well. Wonderful. Polly Holliday, who played Flo, the redhead, Kiss My Grits. It was in the diner, a diner, and the crux of the story originally on the movie was that the waitress, had to move in the middle of nowhere in Arizona, ironically, and just start a new life being a waitress in a diner with her son. Son was played by Philip McKeon, friend of Dorothy. We'll get into that later. So this was really how three-camera work works. In case I'm sure most of you know how three-camera work works. That is how sitcoms work. It was invented by Desi Arnaz. At I Love Lucy. He invented three-camera work so that you could see you, and then her reaction, and then the whole thing, and then flip around all of that. Otherwise, before that, it was just straight on. Whatever you saw was what you saw two-dimensionally. Anyway, big deal. Alice, oh my God, I got this part. It was, guest starring, and it was a pivotal scene that, cut to the chase, as I think I'd mentioned. It was probably the most controversial episode of Alice, I would say by far, because they had to cut it. They aired it, but they had to cut it. And for reasons why I still can't believe it was okay to the writers at that time. Let's say it was 79. How was it okay to do what I'm about to tell you that they did on this show, or at least wrote? We did a run through, we did a table reading, and everyone didn't seem to mind what I will tell you it was and what was the crux of my scene. Incidentally, I worked with Barbara Sharma. We didn't even know it. She's a famous actress from Laugh-In. And we didn't even know we still didn't know. Honest to this day, if she's still alive, we don't know they were in Alice together. So Alice was thrilling because I had done Bosom Buddies after Alice. So it was my first three-camera work. Oh my God. It's like doing a play and a movie and television all wrapped into one. It's a bit nerve-wracking unless you're on the show or unless you're a seasoned professional being a regular on sitcoms. So here I am, first day. I'm supposed to be Philip McKeon's best friend, apparently referred to in other episodes but never seen, Roger. So, of course, I'm hired to do this. I'm thrilled. Polly Holliday is like amazing. I did an imitation of her, of course, with Philip, and he was like, oh, so flabbergasted. He dragged me all over the set to do this imitation of Flo. Philip McKeon, interesting. I don't want to comment anything about Philip McKeon's personal life or proclivities. I only know what I know on that set and the impact it had on me. I am not doing anything else outwardly, if you know what I mean. So, okay, segue, Arama. Mikhail Baryshnikov had just hit town. He's was, premier ballet dancer. I mean, just the thing at that time when it came to Los Angeles and he did movies and stuff. And I was enamored. For 5 minutes, I thought I wanted to be a ballet dancer. Whatever. I was going to say, don't we all? But no, we don't. But Sean did for 5 minutes. And so, where was I? So I was enamored of Mikhail Baryshnikov at the time. It dovetailed exactly at the time that I did the show, his fame. So I talked about him, of course, on the set. You have to do set school. Philip and I were around the whole time because I was supposed to be his best friend. There's blocking, there's run throughs, there's table readings, there's dress rehearsals. So, we're around each other all the time. And he's dragging me around the set. Oh my God, look. Then it becomes, oh my God, he likes Mikhail Baryshnikov so much. And it was in this kind of, it wasn't a finger pointing kind of way, but it was like, can you believe this kid kind of way. And it leaned into that precocious code word-ishness, which was basically code for effeminate or light in the feet. You know what I mean. Slaughtered Princes and all that. Book coming out hopefully June 7th. At least I will show you, like I said, a tablet with a receipt that it's on its way. So interestingly enough, I'll try to move this along. So here Philip and I are in this interesting dynamic. Somebody might be somewhere where you keep your clothes. Others were also somewhere where you keep your clothes. And one was amazed by the other being me. Or whatever, he was amazed, or I don't know, very curious, let's put it that way. So we do all this. The point is that it was the controversial show of their entire run. So I'm his best friend, right? So they decide in this original writing that Roger suddenly has a face and appears. And they decide, because the theme of the show is based on some form of transactional analysis. So basically one of them reads in a magazine that there's this like psychotherapy thingy, like a Tupperware party that you could do at home so that you can understand each other better, and they weren't getting along at the cafe. So Linda Lavin had this brilliant idea that they would, go into Reader's Digest or whatever and do this experiment, this therapeutic miracle. And it involved role play. That's what's called. I pretend that I am you, you pretend you're me, and I act like you, or what you are coming across as to me, and you do the same thing. And we're supposed to learn all this stuff about how we feel about each other. They are toaster fires. They're toaster fires. It's like when you're at work, if you ever heard those round robin, like evaluations, like work evaluations, but your peers do it with your boss. Oh my God, throw toasters into bathtubs. It is a nightmare. So they're spoofing it. So, but they do it with bags on their head, with little drawings of each other so that they know who they're talking to. And each is assigned to each. So there's a Flo bag, and there's a Linda Lavin bag, and a Vic Tayback bag, but they're on other people's heads. And then Flo will say, she doesn't like something in the cafe or whatever. So, she'll imitate Vic Tayback, and then Vic Tayback will say something sort of like snarky about her acting like her. It's a disaster. And I walk into it, Roger, best friend of Philip, referred to, never seen. And among my lines, my opening line is, now I can't say the initials, so I'm going to say as if each initial was a hint to what I'm talking about. And I'll tell you now. Robe, robe, robe. Okay? So get what I mean when it comes to ethnicities and other types of people. I'm going to say robe, robe, robe. You know what those K initials are. So I burst in with Philip. We're ready to play or whatever, and the whole cast is sitting in a room with bags on their head. And I walk in, and the first thing I say is, "What is this? The Phoenix chapter of the robe, robe, robe?" Ha 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 ha! The audience loved it. Can you imagine somebody saying that on a sitcom today? Oh my God. Cut to the final chase. So it's scheduled to air, right? So my dad has a brilliant idea, of which took me years to forgive him, of dragging me to an adult party, of which I went to many, to see the airing of my episode. The airing of my episode was slashed, of course, because somebody with two brain cells realized, oh, we can't say robe, robe, robe. That's like a nightmare for the audience and us. So, of course, my scene and lines were cut because I'm the one that said the controversial stuff. Robe, robe, robe. Is this where the Phoenix chapter of the robe, robe, robes are? Ha ha ha, not so funny. So I'm sitting in this party with all these adults waiting to see me in Alice. And we're sitting, and I know that we had just hit the point where I walk into the room and the show starts to end. And I realize, and everyone in the room realizes, to my complete embarrassment, that I was cut. And they didn't even know why. Because I was 12. What am I supposed to say? Oh, you know what? They forced me to say that blank, blank, blank horrifying word, and that's why I was cut out. And then, oh, well, God, really? No, I was 12. And my dad didn't say anything, and everyone petered out of the room at the party, and I was left utterly awkward, as I have lived my entire life during that period. So that's my Alice story. It was really super exciting to do 3-camera work, sitcom work on television. I can't tell you. It's still the thrill that I carry here. I hope you enjoyed the story. The theme thread of this story pertaining to Robin Hood Diaries and my book, etc., is this interesting dynamic of closetedness between two actors, hypothetically in a parallel universe, having to work with each other under similar circumstances. And there you go. Love you, and I will see you tomorrow.